Okay, hi everyone. So in case you didn't know, I'm Kenrick.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay, so last week, me and Li Hao went to this conference called Chrome Dev Summit. It was held in a very hazy San Francisco. Yeah, it was hazy because there was a forest fire. Reminded me of Singapore a few years ago. And it was a conference, 2 days, 12 to 13 November. It has more than 20 talks and more than 40 speaker talks in this conference. So in this talk itself, I'll highlight some of the talks that I think is pretty good for you all to learn from. So the conference itself has a very huge room, but then it was fully packed.
Did you take this picture? Yeah.
No. So this picture comes from the official Chrome Dev Summit pictures. And we spot ourselves. I spot ourselves there. So it's good. So to open the conference, they played this video. So let's just watch this video. This video is about Chrome anniversary.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Baking the Web. Today we're going to be baking Chrome, the web browser from Google.
It's going to take about 10 years, so clear your schedule.
We start with this, Safari, but we don't need all of it. Just need this. This is WebKit. So I'm going to add that into the mix.
To make sure the mixture is buttery smooth, we add butter. You can never have enough butter.
Now we need to mix all of this together. You can use any mix blend mode you like, as long as it's powered by a V8 engine. We're going to perform the acid test. And it's fine. This has been in preparation for a few years now, so naturally it's picked up a few bugs. Try and get as many of those out as you can. And at this point, we're going to add a dart. Ooh, no. Let's save this for another dish.
Now it's time to get the WebKit out of this mixture. WebKit. And pop that back in.
It's important to tidy up as we go along. Of course, we can do other things at the same time, because it's async. And flatten it.
Hold on. You can't flatten it.
We're going to smoosh it.
No.
Flat it.
Fine.
Flat it. So now we take this, and we add a little threading, some streaming, some video, some HD video, and if you're feeling brave, a few experimental flights. Pop it in the blender and give it one last mix.
Now, put this on the tray. And put this in the oven.
And set the timer for 10 years and wait.
Ah, the cake.
Oh. And that's all there is to it.
Okay, so after this video, they bring up the physical cake to the stage and they drop it.
Hello and welcome.
And then they drop it. So yeah, too bad. After this, all the talks started, and so day one, because the conference is spans across 2 days, and day one is mostly about what we can do today to make our web performance better. So I'll go through some of the highlights from day one. And the biggest part that I see from day one is this thing called performance budget. They talk a lot of the talks highlights this thing called performance budget. So what it is, what is it? This performance budget is convention, is a limit set up by the team to limit the performance so that users still experience a very good experience on the sites. So for example, we can limit the bundle size to the users, we can limit the total image to the users, or we can limit the loading time to the users. And if this budget exists, then we should fix it, like should make our code less than the budget. So yeah, one talk that's pretty interesting for me is this talk called Speed Metrics. This talk titled State of the Union for Speed Tooling is brought by Paul Irish, if you know who he is. And he started the talk with this quote, "You can't improve what you don't measure." He said that this quote comes from this business management guy called Peter Drucker. And yeah, I think it makes sense. If you want to improve on something, first you need to measure where are you now, and then what level you want to go to. So yeah, in this talk he shared with us some of the tools that could be used to collect the metrics. Some of the tools include Lighthouse. They just released a new version. PageSpeed Insight, which is a website that internally uses Lighthouse and some other stuff. And the next thing is Chrome DevTool, which also includes Lighthouse. And the final thing that is pretty new to me is this thing called Chrome UX Report. So I searched around what it is, and it was a public data set on web performance itself, they collect some data, some site data from Chrome itself, and then they anonymize it, and then they publish it as a free data set on Google BigQuery. So yeah, if you're interested, you could watch the video, links in the slides. One other interesting thing that comes to my mind from the day one keynote is this tool called Project Visbug. Project Visbug is a artboard. It's like an artboard tool for a real website. So you can think of it like a designer review tool for using a real website. And using this, you can do a quick editing of the website itself, like using the web spec. But then this has some UI that is pretty nice to use. So I can just demo it. Let me switch to Chrome. And yeah, this is the extension. After that, you get some of the bar, and you can just select some, and yeah, you can do a quick change. Something like that. There are many more options, but I'm not really familiar with this tool yet, so yeah, let's just continue. One of the very interesting part about day one is that they have a talk that highlights a lot of accomplishment of a lot of e-commerce in the world. I was hoping that Shopee was featured, but sadly no.
But one of our competitors.
And yeah, there are some highlights that I would like to share from this talk itself. So firstly, there's this result from Expedia. They are testing the users to do a user journey from using purely old platform or switching over old and new platform, and users purely only new platform. this new platform, they say, is much faster than the old platform. So, and their findings from this is that user values consistent journey, meaning that if they are on old platform, they feel interrupted when they switch between old and new platform. So yeah, that's pretty interesting to me. And the next thing is on eBay. There's one thing that is caught my interest, is that on their search result page, they do a predictive prefetch of the item itself, so that when you click on the item, it's already loaded, like fully loaded. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to approach it this way. And the most interesting thing is about this e-commerce called Wayfair. For internal user, they show this performance budget indicator itself. They have like green, yellow, and red. Red meaning this page itself has exceeds the budget, so someone needs to fix it. So yeah, it has a lot more of e-commerce in the world, including one of our competitors. And yeah, check it out. One fun thing about day one is they present this app called Squoosh, which is an image compression app. So this application itself works in browser, works in desktop browser, mobile browser, even works offline after you open it. So this part itself explains how they build this app, how they make it fast, how they make it compatible with a lot of browsers. And yeah, okay, so this app itself, the aim is to compare compression algorithm. So yesterday I uploaded this Kapu image, and you see the original image is 23 KB, but if I use a simple optimization algorithm and then tune the parameters, it can get into 2 KB. So it's very useful to quickly compare. So we can check we can just go to the site and see how it looks like. So here is the app itself, and we can just try out their default image. We can quickly switch across all other compression algorithm, and we can compare it. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how they built this application. Oops. And yeah, it's being presented by 2 of the hosts, so it's pretty funny itself. So that's all from day 1. Day 2 is more about the future, meaning that they are highlighting some of the things that are in proposal or behind experimental flags. And the thing that I'm really excited about is the proposal about virtual scroller. So what is it? What virtual scroller does is, when you have a page with a very long list, sometimes, actually not sometimes, a lot of times you feel that the performance has degraded a lot. So this virtual list will help that to render only the elements that are visible to users' screen. So the proposal here is that since native SDK have a virtual scroller available both in Android and iOS, so why not we make this available from browser itself? So that's the proposal. So yeah, the way it works is something like this in the animation. If you notice that when users scroll, it doesn't create a new elements. These elements are being reused. And I want you all to try something. Try open this page. This is the single page HTML specification. it's a super long page. And try scroll down. So yeah, we thought, and so this component itself could help not only in a list, it could also help a use case scenario where it is not a list like this specification itself. So with this specification, with this proposal of virtual list, it could render the list that is being needed for the user, so that when user scroll down, it feels still performant. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Check out the video for more information. Also check out the proposal. Links in the slides.
So QR code has the virtual scroller or not?
No, it doesn't have.
No.
Virtual scroller is a component that is being on proposal to be implemented on browser. Yeah. So one thing that's pretty interesting to me on day 2 is there's a talk about architecture itself, how to architect your web application. And this architecture that they propose for us to use is called the actor model. So what problem does it solve? Firstly, you have these problems. You have a lot amount of codes. This huge amount of codes needs to be run on user's device, and user's device has a very limited capacity. So how to manage all these codes that needs to be run on user's device? So let's present some of the solution. That first, we can increase the capacity of processing, meaning tell the users to upgrade their device. But it's not that practical, so it's not really a good solution. 2, we can re-architecture our application so that the one that runs on user's device is only the one that is important. Meaning that if you notice, the web JavaScript runs by default runs on the main thread, but if you see closely on web development, there's this thing called web worker that runs on other thread, not on the main thread. So that the main thread, so you will architecture your whole application so that the main thread only focus on UI itself. So users still feel performant. Your site is performant, and on the browser, on the web worker, you can run all other stuff that doesn't need UI. So yeah, that's number 2. And number 3, we can do some scheduling of work so that important stuff that is being run first, and then like for example, user feedback, user input feedback, then all other stuff later on. So this actor model, I haven't touched into it, and I won't go deep, but the analogy of this actor model is like DSLR camera. When it makes your application has a very good separation of concern, meaning that when you the analogy of DSLR is that when you buy a camera, you can just replace your lens without changing the code of the main body. So yeah, the actor model, in a very vague sense, your application is separated into many actors, and each of the actors do work by itself, and each of the actors communicate with other actors by message. So it's very vague. I cannot explain it. So I really cannot explain it in a short time. So I really recommend you to go into the talk and see for yourself. And portals, but not that portal. So this portal is solving a different kind of problem. So to illustrate, current page navigation, if you see, browser will load and then just jumps into a new page itself. But using this portal, you can see that when user click, there's a transition a smooth transition, even if the site is cross-site. And even in the proposal itself, you can see that this is a different site when user. This is a different site when user interacts with it. It can be promoted into a navigation transition itself. So it's pretty cool. More details in the talk itself, and check out the proposal too. Links are in the slides. And the highlight of day 2 is this thing called when a demo failed on stage, and a demo failed on stage, and the speaker need to restart the laptop. So if you're interested, you can go into the talk itself. But spoiler alert, the MC comes to rescue. So that's pretty much the highlights of the talks itself. And there are some other stuff that I'd like to share with you about this conference itself. And this stuff are those stuff that you cannot watch on YouTube. Firstly, they have games in between talks called the Big Web Quiz V2. Some of the sample questions are like this. Is it available on window or document? So sometimes you need to access window dot is secure context, or is it document dot secure context? And this is one of the rare time I got all correct in one screen, so screenshot it. The next thing in conference itself is that there are a lot of booths that we could go and approach the Google engineers to talk to. And this is one of the booths. There are Lighthouse booth. And the other thing is that we also met Tokopedia guys. And we talked a lot about the issues about mobile browser. And so these are some of the references. This is the whole YouTube playlist, and these are the highlights, the article from the 2 keynote itself. So if you don't have time to go into all the videos, these are the 3 talks that I really recommend. First is the talk about the actor model. Second is the talk about the Squoosh app. Third is the talk about the e-commerce itself. So with that, thank you very much.
Anyone have any questions for this talk?